Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again with another deck tech, going back to Dominaria United. This is one that's been going around for a while. There's been several variations of it. There's been several commanders that have taken this path before, but this is a first for me. I've never done anything like this. I've never played a deck at all in real life or online like this. And when I saw this commander come out, I thought this is the time to try and attempt this deck. And so, without further ado, Astor, Bearer of Blades, 2 red and white for a legendary human warrior, 4/4, so that's pretty good stats anyway. But the next bit's the interesting bit. When Astor, Bearer of the Blades, enters the battlefield, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal an equipment or vehicle card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Equipment you control have Equip 1, and vehicles you control have Crew 1. This is what I mean. Decks like this have been seen before. I'm not paying much attention to the vehicles version. I may come back to that at some other stage and have a look at vehicles and do something with vehicles, but this is all an equipment deck. Like I say, this is one of the things I haven't really ever played, so I decided we'll give it a go. We'll see what happens, and I'm really hoping that this works out when I play it on stream. So as usual, what we'll do first is go through all the lands. As you can imagine, there's loads of things that tap for red or white mana. I've included a couple of extra bits in, so we've got Archer of Veraska in just so we can draw some cards. There's not a lot of card draw in this deck. I've included Ejano Castle in it because we've got quite a few legendary creatures in here, and keeping them in play is kind of key. So I've decided to include this to prevent some of the damage that may be happening. I've gone with Exotic Orchard because we are playing red-white, and red-white seems to be a popular colour pairing at the moment. So hopefully this will give us one of the 2 mana we need, if not both, when we're playing some of our opponents. Inventor's Fair's in because we will have 3 or more artifacts a lot of the time, and gaining that extra life could be useful. Likewise, if we need to go and find a specific type of equipment to win the game, we can sack it off and go and find it. We've got, and that's really about it. I've included a Reliquary Tower in case things get bounced back to our hand. We've got lots of plains, lots of mountains. I have got a plateau in here. As usual, the usual disclaimer for anything that's expensive in real life, you don't need to play it in on MTGO. These are cards I've got, so that's why they're in here. Likewise, there's Arid Messer at the top somewhere to go and search them out. Beyond that, the only other thing I will point out, apart from all the red-white lands down the bottom here, is Temple of the False God. We do need the mana. We have got lots of things we're going to be equipping, and having a couple of mana off 1 land sounded like a really good plan. Which brings me nicely onto the mana ramp. I've gone heavy, I have to say. Because of what we're trying to do with this deck, I decided it was better to have more mana than less mana, and I've really gone, well, I've gone for it more than I would normally probably do at the moment. So we've got Mox Tantalite, we've got Mana Crypt, we've got Soul Ring. I've got Fire Diamond in, Marble Diamond in. I haven't included the Signet. I don't know why I haven't got the Signet in here. That's very strange. Let me just put that in while I'm doing the video. I'll just drop something out. I don't know what yet. I'll get to it in a minute. I'll find something. I'll drop a mountain for now. That's fine. Well, there you go. We go down 36 lands. With the ramp, it should be okay. So, sorry about that little interruption, but let's have a look at the rest of the deck. So, as you can imagine, there's lots of things that benefit from having equipment or do things with equipment. So, the first one's Quest for the Holy Relic. We can move the thing, cast a creature spell, we get the quest counters on it, remove 5 of the quest counters, go and find a piece of the equipment and attach it to a creature, which is key because it gets you around having to pay for the equipment cost. Cigar Diseased in. It's a standard one in any equipment deck you will ever see coming nowadays. It's not the cheapest card on MTGO even. It's probably cheaper on MTGO than it is in real life, but it's still a couple of ticket card if I remember correctly. But having the ability to cast the equipment spells as though they had flash and then automatically equipping them is really good from my point of view. Magnetic Theft is one I completely forgot about existing. However, it does give you a way if you get a creature killed that's attacking with an equipment attached to it and you need to attach that bit of equipment, it gives you an instant way of doing it there and then, hence why it's here. Elixir of Immortality's in just so we can recycle everything. Artifacts do get destroyed, creatures get killed quite easily with this deck. I mean, we're running a low number of creatures anyway, so having the ability to get them all back into our library was key for me in this. The first equipment you'll see is Shadow Spear, +1/+1 life, link and trample. Equip 2, fine, that's okay. But the one to take out all the hexproof and indestructible of some of your opponent's creatures could be really beneficial, hence why it's here. So, 2 drops, which is where the majority of the cards are, as you can see. Mainly because of all the ramp down the bottom. But anyway, we've got Auriok Steel Shaper. Cuts our equip cost down. This and this. Come here, Astor, thank you. If you've got equipment, you have equipped 1, and this in play and reduces it by 1 means you're equipping for free, which is really nice. As long as it's equipped as well, each creature and soldier you control or a knight gets +1/+1. We don't know how many soldiers we've got, but we've got another one here. Den Guards in as well, so that might as well come in. Equip in Leon and Shikara lets you do it at instant speed as well, so that's another soldier, so that helps. Nahiri's Machinations. I included this because at the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains indestructible, which is really beneficial in this deck. Like I said, we've got low creature count, but it gives you a thing to chuck in a little bit of mana to blow something up that might be blocking one of your creatures, hence why it's here. Relic Seeker's in as well, so when it becomes renowned, you go and find your library and equipment, chuck it in your hand. I've included a couple of runes. I've included Rune of Sustenance and its equivalent Rune of Speed, just for the card draw and the little bit of bonus it gives you. What I will mention about these, the reason why I've included them is I'm more than likely to equip them to a piece of equipment. So we get that benefit on the equipment. So if the creature the equipment is attached to, that's a tongue twister, dies, we've still got the benefit of it. So these are going to go on some of the equipment. Next one, Seraphic Great Swords in. This was originally from Commander Legends. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, and if the equipped creature attacks the player with the most life, you get 4/4 Angel that's tapped and attacking. So that seemed like a really good plan to me. Saram's in, you wouldn't expect it not to be. Likewise, Stonehaven Outfit is also here as well, just so we can give the +1/+1, and equipped creature dies, you draw a card. Champion the Flames in to chuck the equipments onto. Dockside's in. It's a red, yeah, there's red mana in this deck. I'm playing Dockside Extortionist. Sorry if it upsets you, but that's the way it's going to be. Rune of Speed I've talked about. Baird Argavian Recruiters in as well. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power greater than its base power, create a 1/1 white soldier token. These equipments make things greater than their base power, therefore you'll be getting these nice little tokens every so often. Fighter class is in. Again, it's to help, you know, it comes into play, you get to find an equipment, put it in your hand. You get to drop the cost of equipments when you level it up, and if you go up to level 3, you know, the creature you control attacks up to 1 target creature, blocks if able this combat. You will pick off creatures. Null the Forge Master's in as well. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, if it's enchanted or equipped, return it. So it gives us a little bit of recursion. Gives us a little bit of a pump to the creature tokens when we have to end up putting equipment on them. Raya Master Smith's in as well. Whenever a creature you control that's equipped or enchanted attacks, gains double strike. That seemed like a no-brainer. And Weapons Train as well. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 as long as you control an equipment. That's quite nice. We're going to be getting a lot of equipment. Speaking of equipment, Dowsing Dagger. Okay, yes, you've got to hand the plant tokens over to someone, but if you can get the damage in against someone, getting the 3 mana off the Lost Fails, lovely. Hero's Blades in as well. A lot of the creatures we're playing are legendary, so this will automatically equip to them, which makes life a little bit easier. Lightning Greaves, Swiftfoot Boots, basically just to protect Astor a little bit when we get it into play. And finally, Sword of the Animus, attack, go and find some basic lands. We've got a few. We've got, what, 5 mountains now, 6 plains, I think. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 6 plains. So just get this out, gets us some of the land we need. Up to the 3 drops, we've got Arden Intrepid Archaeologist is up here. It's a partner thing, but equipment you can control. At the beginning of your combat and your turn, you may attach any number of ores or equipment you control to target, permanent or player. So even if you just cast them, you don't have to pay the equip cost. Gets us around that. Dahlia's in as well. Drops the cost of all the equipment spells we're playing by 1, as well as having First Strike, Vigilance and Lifelink, and it's a really good target for some of the equipment. Kemba Car Regent is the one you usually see as a commander for equipment decks. Well, one of the common ones I've seen before. And because you can equip the creatures, you can get some tokens from here. Riva Cleaver. I forgot this card existed in Commander, in the new Commander set from Dominaria United cards, and this thing's amazing. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, has trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage for a player, create that many treasure tokens. As far as I'm concerned, that's one of the best bit of equipment that have been printed for a long time in Magic. Vadok Flamekeepers here. At the beginning of your combat and turn, for each bit of equipment attached to it, you get a 3/1 red elemental token with haste. That's fine by me. Forge the Tyrite Sword. Couple of turns, gives you a treasure token, and then you get to search out an equipment or a specific god who's over here. There you go. We've got the god as well. And then I've got one of every sword that's been... I'm not going to go through them all because they're all very long and winded, but I have got one of every one that I believe is available on MTGO at the moment, so they're all there. Armored Sky Hunters in. Go and find an equipment card when it comes into play. If an equipment is put onto the battlefield this way, you may attach it to a creature you control. So that seemed like a nice cheap way of getting in. It's also flying, which is quite good with this deck. Smothering Tide. We need to get some tokens. We need to be doing stuff to get the things equipped. Day of Judgment is a bit of control. That's about the only removal spell I think is in the deck, because basically what we're trying to do is go all in on one creature with all the equipment and just get them. Halverzen, I just mentioned it. It's also an equipment, don't forget. So it has its upsides and has its downsides, but at the end of the day, you're probably going to be casting the god side more than not. Chain Reaction's the other bit of removal, just in case things get a little bit too much for us all. Brunel Battlehammer. Each creature you control gets +2/+0 for each equipment attached to it. I mean, this could be, yeah, this was one of the original Boros commanders for equipment decks when it came out with Forgotten Realms. But now it's just sitting in my deck as a 5/3 dwarf. No other reason to have it here. I have got Nahiri in here, Heir of the Ancients. Gives it, you know, +1, gives us a token, which is fine. If we've got an equipment in play, we can attach it. That makes that token quite big and beefy in defense Nahiri. -2 is really nice as well. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a warrior or equipment from among them and put it in your hand. And then the last one, the -3, deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to twice the number of equipment you control. We're going to have a lot of equipment in play with this with a bit of luck. And having that as a kind of, let's shoot the opponent's planeswalkers or big annoying creatures is fun. Tord Devant Fury Rider, I just included it purely because it was in the new set and I wanted some more Dominaria United cards in here. It's a nice little thing. When it's all other attacking creatures you control get +1/+1. Red creatures get trample, untapped white creatures. There's a lot of multicolored cards in here, so you know, hopefully we get a bit of benefit from it. Likewise, Solemn Sim's in. I've talked about Solemn Sim enough by now. You all know what's going on with it. Land ramp, card draw, blocker, end of. Dathani Binalia's Hopes in as well. Enters the battlefield, you may put an aura equipment card from your hand or battle graveyard onto the battlefield attached to them. So, seems like a reasonable good plan. Another version of Nahiri's in. This is the Lithomancer. And +2, create a 1/1 white soldier, core soldier token. You may attach the equipment you control to it. So, same thing as this one. Just, you know, you get +1 here, but it's +2 over here. Get an equipment card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. Lovely, thank you. -10, create a colourless equipment artifact token named Stoneforge Blade. It has indestructible. Equipped creature gets +5/+5 and double strike, and the equip is 0. Yes, please. We'll have that, thank you. Just even for the soldier tokens it can produce. Stone Hero Giant as well. You can when you can lose the summoning sickness of it. 1 on white and tap it, go and find an equipment card, put it on the battlefield and attach it. Yeah, okay. Interesting way of doing it. And you can do it at combat speed. It doesn't say it's source fish. You can do it anytime. You can do an instant when the summoning sickness is off. And it's got vigilance, so you can attack with it and then find an equipment to chuck on it if you're going to get killed. So bear that in mind. Vilsharok Blade Master is an old one from Mirrodin. It comes into the battlefield, attach all equipment on the battlefield to it. And it has haste. So if you've got sort of 2 or 3 swords, you know, Drowsing Dagger, anything at all, any of the equipment we've been talking about, this will get it all for a turn. You just go smack. Here we go. Deal with this big creature. Tiana, Ship's Caretaker's Wells, I've jumped in. When the equipment goes to the graveyard, you may return that card to its hand. Flying First Strike makes it a little bit more difficult for people to deal with. Last few cards, we're going, you know, I decided True Conviction is quite good fun. Give everything double strike. Give all the creatures lifelink. Sounded like a plan to me when I was building the deck. Likewise, oh, the picture's gone. Meteoric Mace is here. Another bug on MTGO, but that's the way it goes. This is nice because it's got Cascade. And since most of the things are less than this, you're going to cascade into one of your key cards down here. You know, worst comes to worst, you'll cascade into one of these, but you know, hopefully we'll get something from here or from here. So I figured it's worth playing. Equip 4's a bit hard, but the +4, +0 and trample's really quite useful in this deck. The final card, little bit of removal more, Blasphemous Act. Why would you not play it if you're playing a wreck deck? And that's it. It's my take on an equipment deck with Astor, Bearer of the Blades. It's a little bit unusual. People will have seen equipment decks a lot of the times before now. But I've decided this is the way I'm going to go with it. And I know I've whizzed through this video, but I'm trying to get my, you know, I think I'm talking a little bit too fast, but if I was excited about this deck, hence why my excitement showed today. Let's put it that way. So, I hope you've enjoyed this deck take. I'll be back tomorrow with another one. But in the meantime, go and have a look at some of my other videos. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. I'd love it if you came and gave me a follow on Twitch. The link's down below, as you can see, if you go and check out the little note things down below somewhere. You can go and join us on Twitch as well. We're up to 110. I'm getting a little bit closer to my 150, but I've got like 14 days to go until I hit my 47th birthday. So, you know, if I can get to 147, I might be happy, but 150 would be perfect. So bear that in mind, everyone. But anyway, thanks for watching the video, and hopefully I'll see you on Twitch soon. Cheers. Oh, let me know if you like anything. Anything I've missed, let me know about as well. Appreciate knowing it in the comments down below. Cheers all. See you later. Bye.